Hello, welcome to Dutch Video Shooter. My name is Victor Bart. And in this video we're gonna explore which memory card you need to shoot 4K 50 or 60 frames per second 150 Mbit on the Panasonic GH5. I found 8 SD cards from 1 GB to 256 GB. Let's see which cards will work and explain what cards you need for 150 megabit recordings and what you need for the upcoming later updates to 400 megabit. So let's get started with the tests. Let's start with this Verbatim 8 GB class 4 card. All cards will be formatted in camera. On an 8 GB card I have 5 minutes and 53 seconds recording time. Okay, the recording was cancelled due to the limitations of the writing speed of the card, but it still managed to shoot 21 seconds of 4K video. Next card is this Kingston 16 GB class 4 card. I can shoot 12 minutes 41 second video. Also, this card is not fast enough. The next card is this SanDisk Ultra microSD card 32 GB from my GoPro. On this 32 GB card I have 27 minutes and 3 seconds recording time. Also, this card is not fast enough to record 4K video. The next card we're gonna test is this SanDisk Extreme 30 megabytes a second card. It's also 32 GB and I own it now for 6 years and I shot almost all my YouTube videos on it. So let's see if we can still use it today for 4K video. And on this card we have 27 minutes and 5 seconds recording time. As you can see, this card works perfectly fine. The next card we're gonna test is this SanDisk Ultra 40 megabytes a second, 64 GB. And on this card we can record 55 minutes and 28 seconds. And also this card works perfectly fine for 4K 50 frames per second video. In my previous video I used this card to record all the footage of the birds with the Canon FD 300mm lens. So this card works perfectly fine to shoot 4K 50 frames per second. Next card we're gonna test is the SanDisk Ultra 80 megabytes a second, also 64 GB. On this card I can record 55 minutes 28 seconds. Also this SanDisk card works fine. So now we're gonna try out the SanDisk Extreme Pro 95 megabytes a second card and it's 265 GB. So let's hope it will work in the GH5. So let's see if we can record 4K video on this card. On this card we can record 3 hours and 46 minutes. And of course this card will work for 4K because it's one of the fastest 256 GB cards on the market. So now we're gonna try out this 1 GB card from ICIDU. So let's see what the camera will think about this card. I just formatted the card, but it says 0 seconds on the card left and it says the card is full. So that doesn't work. So let's go to 4K 100 megabits a second and see if it will work. Still memory card full. ICIDU 24 megabit 25 frames per second. Okay, the camera now says that it can record 1 minute and 36 seconds on the 1 GB card on just full HD normal settings. In Full HD, the GH5 can write to the 1 GB card without any errors. And now the card is just full and 0 seconds left. So that's pretty impressive for the 1 GB card. So now we know which cards work and which don't work. Let's dive into the details why those 4 cards will work. For 150 megabits recording we need a card that writes at 18.75 megabytes a second. So let's check the benchmarks of the cards. First, the results of the cards that can't do 4K. And as you can see, the write speeds are too slow. Now the benchmark results of the cards that can shoot 4K. Even the old SanDisk 32 GB Extreme 30 megabyte a second card is fast enough with writing. So as you can see, is the write speed the most important thing for a card. Now comes the tricky part. If you buy a card, they always say the read speed of the card and don't show us the write speed, which is much more important. So when buying memory cards, always check write speeds. And for 150 megabit you need at least 18.75 megabytes a second. But in the summer Panasonic will release a 400 megabit update. To shoot 400 megabits your card needs to write 50 megabytes a second. So from the 8 cards I got, only the SanDisk Extreme Pro 256 GB card will shoot 400 Mbit 4K. The reason I buy SanDisk is that they are fast and deliver good write speeds on the Extreme and the Ultra SD cards. Let me show the setup for making this video. Here we have my Panasonic GH5 with the Panasonic Leica 25mm f1.4 with an SLR Magic ND filter. And the cool thing about this ND filter, it has hard stops and this nice little handle. On top we have a Rode video mic stereo directly into the camera. I mounted the GH5 on the Secuto base plate. This setup is a little bit overkill, but it does do the job. And the Secuto base plate is on this VCT14 quick release plate. On the rear we have rods and a quick release plate for the second camera. And the second camera is my old GH3 with a broken lens contact point, so it doesn't work anymore with modern lenses. It still works great with my Roxxon focal reducer and a Canon FD24 f2 lens. And on the front of the lens I have this Lightcraft Workshop ND filter. And on top of the camera here we have the Rode Link Filmmaker Kit. And right now I'm using the Rode Link also for this video, so I put this cable to my other GH3 that is filming this setup. So thanks for watching, please like and share this video, subscribe and leave a comment. And check out my main channel Retro Machines.